Viewers, welcome to Viewpoint on ITV. I am Caroline Okonji. So today on Viewpoint, let's talk about the insecurity that has been affecting Nigeria as a country and how it affects our economy, our agricultural sector, and most importantly, our means of livelihood.
Security is the most important element if you are talking about whether state development or national development. No investment can thrive when there's no guaranteed security. And I don't think any economy can grow. I don't think any country can do well if the security architecture of that country is not such that it's able to arrest things that will make investors scared to put their investments in that very environment. And then on the issue of Donald Trump, some people say it's threatening Nigeria, but I don't think it's threatening Nigeria. The issues raised that led to Donald Trump and the Secretary of War of the United States wanting to come to Nigeria, those issues, are they real? Those are the questions to ask. The killings, are they real? Is there massacre of people, whether Christians or non-Christians? I don't believe that the people that are doing it, that they are Muslims, because I do know that Islam does not encourage killings. So for them to think that they are on some mission for God in quotes, and nobody has been able to stop them. We have a country where the security agencies have not been able to curb these things for so many years. 8 years of Buhari is gone. We are post 2 years now into Tinubu administration. That's 10 years. And in a country like Nigeria, you still see where they will show you on video where people are being killed and buried. The question when some people talk, the question I always ask them is it because those that are affected are not directly related to it? So I think that the American government, coming out to say that if Nigeria cannot solve it, they want to come and solve it. I think it's a wake-up call on one, the president, who is the commander-in-chief of the armed forces, who is the chief security officer of Nigeria, to either do the needful and let every Nigerian feel protected within our country.
As of today, obviously insecurity has become a thing of concern for every Nigerian. And primarily from our own research, I personally have realized that the insecurity is given birth to by Nigerians themselves, in line with the high rate of corruption in the system. Insecurity can only reduce when the corruption level is reduced. The primary cause of insecurity in our society is lack of consequences to crime. So if there are consequences, as we all know, the Nigerians are very good in abiding to laws when there is consequences to the crime they commit. So the Nigerians are very good in taking advantage of loopholes when there is no consequences to their crime. If you pay attention to Nigerians that are in diaspora today, you realize that 80% of them are very law abiding over there. The primary reason for that is because in the Western world, the consequences to crime is non negotiable. So, but coming back home today, we all have seen it, taking a negative tone on our society, and we all are, affected by it in one way or the other. Talking about foreign intervention to Nigeria, We all, I wouldn't say we all know, but for me, it is obviously clear that this was expected at a point. It's in two ways. One way is because of the applications of the current uh, uh, federal government, the steps they are taking to boycott American. The country we are living in right now is a one party system. And obviously, it's not healthy for the country. We see governors, everybody moving to APC today. So Nigeria is in the state of in the state of surgery. So we need a surgery at this point because a society that does not have a competitor is as good as doomed.
What I'm about to say right now is concerning the herdsmen that come to our community here. Those are rear cow. They normally come with their cow to eat people cross here in my community here. They used to come here, come with their cow, instead of them to move along the road so that their cow will not eat grass from the road. They will take those cows to the people's farm in community. They will be eating their cross. Some will have cassava, some will have yam. Those cows will not destroy those cross in their farm. Many occasions, those people they will come to me, started explaining what is going on in their farm concerning the herdsmen with their cow. We don't want such a thing from the community. The way they are damaging people crossing here in community is very bad. Also, in our secondary school in Umtekon here is very bad. There is no window in those school, no door. There are some iron shed that those children are using to sit in the school. Some boys, we don't know them, they will go there, destroy those shed, pack those iron and bend it, fold it and take it to somewhere they will go and sell those iron. It's the iron that they are taking from the shed. They will remove the wool that the children will use supposed to write in school. Then we remove those one away from the shed. Then we fold the iron, take it away to go and sell it to wherever they want to sell it. We doesn't want such a thing in community. We are still pleading, we are begging so that they can also support us. It's supposed the school is well available for us. The school is well built. Those window have been fixed. Those doors have been fixed. By the time those door or window are being locked, I believe that they can never go there and be stealing those iron share in school.
First and foremost, let me start with how it affects our livelihood. You will discover that when farmers can no longer access their farms, they can no longer cultivate crops, you find out that there is food shortage and there is food insecurity. People will be hungry and the few crops or agricultural products, the price will skyrocket, which will result in inflation. And if the prices of foodstuff increase, every other thing will increase to catch up with the prices of foodstuff. You find out that when there is insecurity, people can no longer travel. You find out that you see situations where buses are stopped and everybody is kidnapped. How will people do interstate and intercity economic matters or businesses? You find out that everyone is holed up in his own state or in his own city without being able to do cross-country businesses. And again, you find out that foreign investments run away from countries or places where there's insecurity. Where there's insecurity or fear of the unknown, money starts taking out their finances, their investment, and running away from that country. That is the problem Nigeria is facing, and it is not good for our economic development. And if need be, what stops us from asking for help? If your house is on fire and only you cannot quench the fire, will you not call in neighbors to help? I have spoken against his rhetoric before, but we should look beyond how he speaks. We all know Donald Trump, he will always be Trump. But we must look beyond that and see how we can be helped. Now, Donald Trump seems to have the list of people who are behind this mess that we are in, and so everyone is jittery. But Nigeria needs help, and if help is coming, we should accept it, so that these bandits, these herdsmen can be driven away. We must not play politics with our security. If we need help, we should accept help.
Insecurity in Nigeria ranges between banditry, insurgency, kidnapping, and of course, these ethnic clashes. We cannot rule that one out. Also, the farmer headers herdsmen clashes, we can also rule it out. And the fact remains that these have been so predominant in the north and southeast of Nigeria. And I think of recent, we started experiencing kidnapping in the south. Before now, at the advent of the democratic system in this era, there was this militants in the south. But I think at the moment, what we are experiencing now, one can only say that there is other hidden agenda which is not visible to the understanding of the natural man, because we discovered that in the north, a lot of religious crisis, so to say, because we see the Christians are being killed almost on daily basis, churches are burnt, and of recent, the United States of America alerted us that there is, of course, genocide, the massacre of the Christians in Nigeria, of which we are not ignorant of that fact, because it has been always on the news. In Benue, in Plateau, of course, Nasarawa, Borno, Adamawa, where the Christian Association of Nigeria chairman of that state was also killed. I think as it stands, the effect is so devastating. For example, you are going to discover that especially in the northern region, there's going to be restriction of movements, transportation. Of course, also in the south, because you cannot move so freely, because fear of being kidnapped is there, and this herdsmen issue, because like in our community of recent, we saw some of these people also creating some problem, resulting in killings, and of course, those things are likely to have adverse effects on our economy and of course in the movement of citizens.
Insecurity is affecting our culture, is affecting food production, short of food, short of yams. At the same time, years back, you see yams everywhere, plantains everywhere, and all that. So, if I may say, but Nigeria is a nation, country, and we also have stake. But since our government are proving the otherwise, what do you expect us to do? Everywhere is security. In the city where we are, just the security, Fulani but everywhere. Nitiala and all those terrorist group and all that. Not until they browned these bandits as terrorists, I think they won't do anything about it. And to a large extent, they're being funded by powers on high. At this point, Nigerians are helpless, and that's the gospel truth. We're helpless. The nation is on the standstill, nothing is working. Nothing at all is working. And so, if now our president is beginning to wake up and ask for assembly, it's the right call towards the right direction. They should wake up and do something. Because for too long, I think some persons are making profit out of this banditry and whatever is going on, this so-called Boko Haram and all that. How can you have in a nation, in a country that we are Nigeria, our nation, we have no other country, whether we travel to America, wherever, we're still Nigerians. Just imagine, in this same nation, we have Sharia law. Does it make any sense? I will say we want Nigeria. It doesn't make any sense. I don't know if we are Nigerians anymore. I don't know the right word to say. And I think the Northerners, it's high time they wake up to know we are Nigerians. We are one Nigeria, one nation. Nigeria is not for me alone. It's not for the North. It's not for the Igbos. It's not for the Yoruba. It's not for the Edos. It's not for the Shekiri or Jaws or whatever. It's for everybody. And when we wake up to that responsibility, I think and I believe Nigeria will go forward.
The security of life and property and the welfare of the citizenry is the primary obligation and duty of the government as enshrined in our constitution, particularly under chapter 2, precisely section 14, subsection 2b, where it says that the government primary responsibility shall be to provide welfare of the citizens and security of lives and property. And that, be that as it may, it seems that our security issue has lingered for such a long time, that it beginning to give some inferences, that people are beginning to infer that there's more to it. There are people who are cashing out on this, our insecurity, which shows that it's being politicized. There's more to it. But in my own honest view, I feel that whatever challenge you have in this insecurity can squarely be handled and tackled by the government, except that they are having some cold feet, probably because of some of their interests or inordinate benefits they are getting from it. Otherwise, if they are set to tackle insecurity, who are these insurgents that you cannot suppress? But because there are political motives, there are selfish, objectives. There are people who are making it here and there. I mean, insecurity or kidnapping and banditry have come in the realms of billions now. They now ask people for ransom in billions, in hundreds of millions. So it has become very profitable to indulge in. So people have been encouraged to get into it because government has provided a veritable ground for it to fester. So now, I think that since Nigeria is a sovereign nation, foreign intervention cannot happen. America cannot invade Nigeria without incurring the wrath of the international community. But as a sovereign nation, your internal affairs are to be managed and handled by you and not to another nation. But America being the number one world police of all the nations, you don't expect them to fold their hands and watch the gory scenes that are flowing out from Nigeria every day, where people are being beheaded recklessly and ruthlessly, where people's lives have been turned upside down, people have been maimed and brutalized, people have been chased away from their ancestral homes, and nothing is being done, despite the amount of budget, huge, humongous money they've been budgeted for fighting insecurity. It ends up in private courts. And the kind of, when you fight a war that those who are fighting it are part of it, it becomes difficult to win. But most of the people fighting insurgency and insecurity are part of the problem. So that's why it becomes a problem. So I don't think that it is impossible for America to invade Nigeria. It has happened in the past.
I will blame first the federal government and the state government, not only Edo State. It's no more news. We are aware how the bandit came into Nigeria. I would not want to dwell on it too much. It affects the community, even the rural area. I have farmers that are even farming on their own inside my farm. I have almost 50 laborers. Do you know, if I didn't employ security people, that village would not have been going to farm at all. And yet, we are not feeling the impact of either the state government or the federal government. This place is a bit fair. What of Benue and Plateau? The government should wake up.
for a very long time now. The issue of our insecurity, has been quite alarming. Yes, as a nation that is suffering insecurity, the economy of such a country is going to be stagnated. As a country is also seeking to grow our economy, it is also very important that investors from around the world are attracted to invest into the economy. And then let's also look at our citizens. If there's unrest regarding, if the liberty of the people is being threatened, there's no how people can go about their daily endeavors. Right now, it's also a present issue that farmers no longer go to their farms at will because of the issue of banditry, kidnapping, and all of that, which is a major problem in our current society. It is also to that effect that we as human rights activists within our own capacity are trying out to the government to ensure that the right security apparatus is being employed, and then that the government of the day is trying to focus more their energy is being channeled to address the issues of insecurity as the ultimate unrest in our nation. Well, with no reasons to dispute that Nigeria currently is going through insecurity, like you rightly said. But then, as a president of a country which we believe should also be inclined to international law, we see it as a disrespect, to Nigeria as a sovereign state. Yes, before we engage, there are rules of engagement. If Nigeria as a sovereign nation is in one way or the other having a bilateral agreement or a diplomatic agreement with the US, inviting the US government to intervene in an issue, then it will be a different case. And then the reasons why I, as a person, which I'm also entitled to my opinion, will not support that effort is because the United States, when it comes to military intervention, has a very poor record, because we've seen instances of countries where they intervene and such countries were left in ruin, and Libya is a forceful example in Africa.
Amid insecurity that is currently affecting Nigeria as a country and its citizens, with different reactions from our respondents, who also called on the federal government to do the needful to boost the security of lives and properties of citizens. They also reacted and made reference to the intervention statement made by the United States of America's President Donald Trump, calling it a welcome development, and it should also be something that should be welcomed by the country. It is Viewpoint on ITV. I am Caroline Okonji. Thank you very much for joining us on the program, Healthy Living. What is the kidney?
The kidney is an excretory organ in the body, which is for metabolism.
Tuberculosis affects many organs in the body, but the common ones it usually affects is the lungs.
Epilepsy is a neurological problem.
Okay.
It is an injury in the brain which causes someone to begin to convulse, to go into fits.
It is curable, but the cure is a long-term thing.
If you eat well and avoid those risk factors that will make your immunity to be down, then the risk of contracting tuberculosis will be reduced.
If you're healthy, then you're wealthy.
Good morning, viewers, and welcome to another edition of Tech Today on Independent Television, your number one stop for everything innovation, gadgets, and technology shaping the way we live and work. I am Momo Lawal, or you can call me Mr. Kankan, and you'll be right. And today, we are beaming our focus on the power of the sun, literally. Yes, the topic is the power of solar innovation in Nigeria. Across the country, more Nigerians are turning to solar energy for light, for comfort, and business continuity. But how much do we really know about this solar technology that is changing the way we power our world? To help us understand this, I have with me an electrical engineer and a solar engineer specialist, Engineer Elisha Leo Asikidi. He has worked on several solar installation and energy projects, and he will be helping us unpack how solar energy works, what innovations are happening right now, and of course, what the future looks like for Nigeria. But before we dive into all of that, Engineer Elisha, how are you doing? Welcome to the program.
Thank you very much. Good morning, guys.
All right, thank you very much for coming. All right, and as usual, before we go into all of this, we'll give you the biggest tech headlines that is making waves both globally and locally. We call it the Tech Updates segment. Stay tuned, don't go nowhere. Welcome back, guys. It's still Tech Today, and we are diving into the tech update segment. Yes, number one on the tech updates, we have that Apple has rolled out a groundbreaking eye tracking feature on the iPhone 16. This allows users to control the phone using only their eyes. No touch, no voice, just gaze. Okay, it uses an advanced AI to interpret where you're looking and respond accordingly. This means you can just scroll through apps, reply to messages, or even open your photo just by looking at your phone. You know, it's a game changer for people with mobility or physical challenges. This is a feature that just shows you that technology is not only about convenience, but it's about inclusion. Elisha, what do you think about that innovation by Apple?
Well, this innovation by Apple is actually for those who are physically impaired.
Well, I think it's something that I want to use, to just use my eyes to be controlling my device.
Well, you already have your hands.
But for convenience, I'm just saying.
It's just for the convenience of
yeah.
Who do not have the ability to. So you use your eyes to do the...
To your phone. But I'm just imagining how it would be. We're waiting for it. We'll bring you guys more updates on that on the show, of course, as it unfolds. Next on the tech updates, we have that Starlink has introduced what we call community Wi-Fi in parts of Africa and Asia. So instead of everyone buying an expensive dish, a single Starlink hotspot can now serve an entire community at a much cheaper rate. It's like having one Wi-Fi dish in a village and everybody connects to it just like a cafe hotspot. This could close the internet gap in remote areas and give schools and small businesses reliable access. Imagine a rural area in Edo State or Taraba streaming online classes through Starlink's shared Wi-Fi. Elisha, what is not fascinating?
It is fascinating, and if you look, technology is actually evolving every day.
Yes.
And so those who were in the market before will leave the market for the new ones.
So take over. I really like this tech update because, as a matter of fact, it shows you that we don't even know what we're going to expect in the next 5 years in terms of technology.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, I like that. It's a good one. Big ups to Elon Musk's team. Next on the tech update, still globally, we have that Apple and Google are collaborating to establish a global safety standards for artificial intelligence. They want to make sure that AI behaves responsibly and protects user data. It's like both companies, Apple and Google is big companies, they're big companies. They are agreeing on traffic rules so that your phone's artificial intelligence doesn't go around, misusing your information or doesn't even go rogue on you. This partnership can make everyday device safer for users worldwide. Elisha, I'm really particular about this tech update because it actually addresses privacy concern. What do you like about this?
Only thing I can say that I like about this collaboration is the fact that I can now back up my Apple memories on the Google Drive instead of the iCloud.
And also, they are not trying to ensure that you don't, there are certain things that the cloud would know. They don't want the cloud to know everything about you. If you don't want them to know certain things about you, it will not upload such information to the cloud anymore. It will just stay locally on your phone.
Yeah,
it's a good
innovation.
Now, coming here home in Nigeria, we have that our Nigerian government has signed an agreement with a Chinese solar giant, LONGi, to build 1 gigawatt solar panel factory. The goal is to produce panels locally and reduce the high cost of importing them. So this means very soon we could start buying made in Nigeria solar panels that are going to be cheaper and easy to access. This could actually transform Nigeria's renewable energy sector and create thousands of jobs. Imagine a tech hub in Benin City that could, install affordable local panels made here in Nigeria. I know this is something relating to what we're discussing today, Elisha.
Well, it's a good initiative by the government to come into this collaboration with LONGi. Well, it has been well overdue.
Yeah,
because at least for it to reduce the cost of the way we buy our panels and all. So it's a good one.
Oh, man, I'm liking the tech updates as we go. And also in tech update locally, we have the Lagos State. We shared this with you a few weeks ago. That Lagos State, they are going into what we call smart traffic lights. Now, Lagos State, they are currently testing smart traffic lights that uses sensor and artificial intelligence to control timing based on real-time traffic flow. So it's like traffic lights that have brains. When one lane is very full, it gives that lane more time to move. You know, this smart traffic system can reduce congestion and, you know, fuel wastage in busy cities. You know, I particularly like this one that traffic lights, smart traffic lights. It just makes me understand that maybe, you know, normally we have our traffic light that normally move for maybe 90 seconds or 60 seconds. Now, it doesn't have to wait the whole 90 seconds if it sees that the place is now being congested. It just automatically just turns green and it allows people to move freely. It's not a good one.
It's a good one, and it's actually powered by solar anyway.
Oh, it is powered by solar?
Yeah, because you can't use that when we have poor power supply.
I don't know about that power supply, but I know it's not exactly poor. It has improved.
Yeah.
So it's a good one, and you know, but I'm scared. Will people actually obey those traffic lights?
Why not? Lagos is a place where they've advanced even more than many states in the country. So you don't just be the light there anyhow.
Okay.
You have to take.
There's a fine for that.
Yeah.
And lastly, in the tech updates, we have Inoso Motors have launched what we call an electric delivery van. So Inoso Motors have announced plans actually to release electric delivery van next year. These vehicles will run on batteries instead of fuel, and making them cleaner and cheaper to maintain. So think of this as a delivering vans that you can charge with like your phone, where you charge your phone. There is no petrol, no noise, no pollution. This move marks Nigeria's entry into fast-growing electric mobility industry. Elisha, imagine delivery companies now using this. You know, you are driving your vehicles. We know we graduated from using petrol to now using CNG, and now we're now having electric vehicles, and it's now even going into the logistics area. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, it's a perfect one for us because it's high time we start trusting our brands. And, you know, bringing out this kind of brand electric vehicle, well, it's a 100% plus for us.
It's a 100% plus. I am sure that we can charge them regularly because I like this, you know, becoming fair and all of that. Now, these are the top stories that's happening right now in tech, and let us dive right now into our topic for today, which is the power of solar innovation in Nigeria. You know, Elisha, thank you very much again for joining us on the program. So let's just begin with this basic. What exactly is solar energy, and how does this solar power technology, how does it work?
Okay, solar energy is the conversion of sunlight to electricity. It's as simple as that. Where you use, where the photovoltaic cells are being charged up through the sunlight and sent to the house. So basically, the things that you use to, you know, store these things are batteries.
Yeah.
Then from the batteries, you get to use your inverters to invert the charges that are stored in the batteries to your house, to your homes.
Because the energy that comes there is in the DC.
In the DC, yes, and which the inverter changes.
DC means direct current.
Direct current, which the inverter changes to alternating current.
AC.
To AC.
Okay.
So, well, the process it takes is when there's sunlight, the cells take charges from the sun.
Okay.
Then, you know, you have your positive and negative cables, which are from the panels to your charge controller. And these charge controllers, you use them according to the numbers of panels that you want to use for your home or businesses. So with that charge controller, your panels are being connected to it. Then from there to your inverter, from your battery, or your inverter to your battery, at least the battery has to power the inverter. So when all this happens, it's just like a circle. The sunlight goes to the charge controller goes to the battery, the inverter goes to the battery. Whatever is stored in the battery, you know, there will not be sunlight for the whole day.
Yes.
So at night, the inverter inverts whatever it is that's left of the battery to give you at least power supply for the remaining of the hour or the night.
Wow, this is very, very good to take in. I really like how you explain it to us. That's why you're the solar energy expert. Now, I understand that solar energy has become very popular, and I don't know how affordable it is. Maybe you can share light on that, and you know, also describe how we Nigerians are the progress in adopting this solar energy so far.
Well, with the high level of marketing
Okay.
that we engineers are already trying to enlighten people about using solar and letting them know that solar is way cheaper than you running on gen, you know, with the high cost of fuel, you running electricity or BEDC, because many people run their homes with what they call it, high bills.
Yes.
So
Like
with
most of the bills, sometimes they are even estimated
bills. So the thing is, there are initiatives that have been put down for you to be able to afford this solar. Firstly, you can go with paying small. There are companies who agree to you for you to pay small. You know, you come, you give them the plans, or they give you the plans which you can get to whatever it is that you want. If it's the 1 kVA, 2 kVA, 3 kVA, 5 kVA.
So you pay by installments?
Yes, you pay installmental. So with those kind of initiatives, it has become easier and affordable for people to use.
So it's not exactly expensive
No,
now.
it's not. Except you have the money, and you just go for it at once.
Okay, now we'll be discussing solar, and a lot of people are already using this solar energy. So now I want to understand, what are the most common misconceptions that Nigerians have about solar energy? What are the things that we're not getting properly? You can maybe share with us.
Okay, firstly, I would like to talk on my own personal experience.
Okay.
So I met a client which I told her about going solar, because she was always complaining that their transformer gets bad more often.
Yeah.
So I said, why don't you just go solar to save you the stress, all these many talks and all. So she was like, solar that my sister's house caught fire. And I said, how are you sure that is the solar that made your sister's house to
get fire,
get that fire? Why are you not saying, okay, whether it's from maybe the normal light she decides or from her head? Why are you sure it's solar? And that aside, is because your sister used a low-level engineer, someone with much experience, and the quality that the person used. So those things are one of the things we face. And some people will say it's expensive, so we'll try to let them know that you can pay small for these products, and you are good to go.
So the misconception most people think that solar can make their house go on fire and all of that. Persons think that solar is only for the rich. That's also a misconception.
No, not really. Anyway,
they always feel that buying any equipment of that will maybe incur more cost to you. And now you are making us understand that you can pay installments.
To get whatever it is.
So talking about solar, we know that technology is evolving every day, Elisha. So what are some of the new solar technology that Nigerians should be excited about? What are the things that are coming into solar that we can be excited about in the near future?
Okay, there are several things that are being produced right now in the market. There's the bifacial solar panels. Those ones attract charges from both the face and that's the top and the back.
Oh,
like from Honda
from the panel.
Yes.
Oh, it's attracted from top
and it gives more efficiency.
Wow. Why doesn't now get charges from bottom when the sun is not hitting there? Oh, through the heat from the aluminum or your roof.
Yes, from the roof.
Okay.
So that's another kind of innovation. And there are also other things that even the longer is also trying to do, you know, to get a kind of charge that everything that's both the monocrystalline, the polycrystalline, whatever it is, the silicon, everything put together with whatever they're producing, now charges it more than 50% of what monocrystalline to produce. Yes,
but it will not affect the battery. It will not be overcharging or too much.
No, you know, when you are getting that, it means you are getting you are getting more batteries or a higher battery watts.
Okay.
So in getting those kind of things, you have to go for maybe lithium batteries, 15 kilowatts, 20 kilowatts. At least it will charge faster, even while it's cloudy, no sun.
Oh, because that's another thing that will not restrain from solar. They say when it's cloudy or it doesn't really charge more.
That's why we advise people to go for more panels. You know, when you have more panels put together.
But more panels, you are seeing this more panels as if it's cheap. It's quite expensive.
You are paying small anyway.
Okay. It's still Tech Today on Independent Television, and Elisha and I were discussing the power of solar innovation in Nigeria, and he's just sharing what is solar and what we can learn about solar. And moving forward, we're going to ask him more questions just after the break. Don't go nowhere. When we come back, we'll throw more questions at Elisha. Welcome back to the program. It's still Tech Today on Independent Television, and we're discussing the power of solar energy, the innovation of solar energy in Nigeria, how solar has really helped us in Nigeria, and what is solar energy in general. So we have Engineer Elisha, who is a solar energy expert and also an electrical engineer with us in the studio, and has been answering lots of questions for us. So Engineer Elisha, you know, I know that in one way or the other, we need government's involvement in solar. So what way do you think our Nigerian government can help us, you know, make this affordable, this solar energy affordable, or make it easy for us so that everybody, and most people in Nigeria, not everybody can actually have access to this innovation, this technology?
Well, one of the things we actually face about the solar product is importation. The tax which has been placed on importing those solar products down to Nigeria.
Yeah.
Well, if the governments can be so kind to, you know, reduce the taxes for those products.
When you say taxes, remember our government is big on tax. Okay.
Then also, the government can also do the subsidize some of the products. At least, I know they are trying to do a factory here that can now produce panels, which is also a good thing ahead. Yeah. So it will reduce the costs actually for us. Then also, private companies also are going to play a role based on paying small, the installment payments.
Okay,
and all. So that role, again, would help people who really do not have much, but can pay that, you know, small.
Governments can also assist people to pay.
Yes, to at least. So that's part of also the subsidy that they can do for people to be able to get these products. Which is also
now,
good.
Thank you very much. I have this question. It has been on my mind. Somebody has asked me before in the past, and I want to bring it to you now. We know solar energy really helps us nowadays in our country, but do you think solar can replace the national grid, say in 10 or 20 years from now?
Well, truthfully,
yes.
it might not, or it cannot, but it will reduce.
Why?
Because, you know, you have to produce a lot of watts for people to use.
But imagine we are in a community that has, you know, many amounts of solar panels are, you know, mounted there, and they say for that community, let's assume they want to go solar, total solar, and they want to cut out of the national grid.
Except that community has not had anything about national grid, light or whatever.
Okay.
If it's maybe an opening, a new community,
yeah,
and they can say, okay, instead of relying on the national grid, let's just go solar. And it's going to cost a lot also, based on, because these are new people already there. It's not as if they already had units there beforehand.
Yeah.
So where you already have the national grid, so it's going to be very hard to now say you want to switch from the national grid. Totally, yes. So it will only reduce the usage of the national grid.
Now let's talk about batteries. You know, we know that batteries is like the powerhouse of solar. Now, I know, does this battery does it affect the cost? Is it what makes solar more expensive, or does it also affect the lifespan of solar systems?
Well, it affects the lifespan of solar systems positively.
Okay.
Because with the batteries, you cannot just be running on solar only at noon. You also have the night and maybe early morning. And these batteries are what you use to run throughout those periods.
So a good battery, how long can it last you? A good battery?
8 hours.
No, I mean, eventually, long-term wise, can it last you for 5 years before
Yes, for the tubular batteries, it can last you from 2 to 3 years or more.
Before you replace them?
Depending on the maintenance culture. But for the lithium, 10 to 15 years.
Wow.
Yes, because the maintenance is done internally. You don't need to do much. As long as it's been connected well, the materials used are of good quality. Then it can last you for 10 to 15 years.
Beautiful. Speaking of good quality, and also you mentioned earlier, I want to know, what are the biggest mistakes engineers make when they are installing solar? You know, share with us. You know, I mean, I believe you must have installed several panels and all of that to different clients. What are the mistakes or that you think people make when installing this solar system?
Well, one of the mistakes people make or engineers make is not having a good solar installation system. How? Like, when you want to install solar, you have cases that you can build for your batteries. You don't just bring batteries and put them on the floor where anybody can reach it. A person who you are installing solar for has children, and the children can come there and you know, just by touching the battery valves and all. You don't just leave it there like that. We have cases which we can build, and you put those batteries there. They are locked but exposed at some sites where the emission can just easily go out from. So those things are one of the mistakes they make. Another mistake is the low quality material. You're fixing a solar of 10 kVA, 20 kVA, then you are using a low quality wire of 1 mm or 1.5 mm. Now, when you are fixing those kind of things, you use materials that can hold the strength of energy which passes through, so that you don't have the scenario of this wire got burnt, from there entered, so my house now got burnt. No, you use good quality materials. You are being paid for this, so why not just buy this thing instead of you trying to be greedy to minimize costs for it.
All right, thank you so much. I've really learned a lot today. We've had a truly enlightening conversation today with Engineer Elisha Leo Asikidi. He's an expert in solar technology. You know, he has explained to us from how solar works to how Nigerians' growing investment in renewable energy. It's clear that solar power is not just the future, okay? It is the present solution to our electricity challenges, okay? As we move towards a cleaner and smarter Nigeria, I want you all to remember that the sun does not charge anyone, okay? What we need are smart minds, of course, and the right innovation to harness it. And like Elisha said, we need to also get good materials also, so we don't go and start getting inferior materials that will not cause us harm later in the future. All right, that is all we can take on today's edition of Tech Today. Don't forget that we do this on radio every Monday by 8:30 p.m. We call it Tech Info. Okay, join me again next week for another deep dive into the world of technology and innovation that is transforming our everyday life. My name is Momo Lawal. You can call me Mr. Kankan. Till then, stay bright, stay innovative, and keep shining with solar power. Bye for now.
This is ITV.
Certainly the best.
Thank you very much for joining us on the program, Healthy Living. What is the kidney?
The kidney is an excretory organ in the body, which is for metabolism.
Tuberculosis affects many organs in the body, but the common ones it usually affects is the lungs.
Tonight, President Tinubu demands equity in global mineral trade, AI governance at G20 summit. Senate lauds Nigeria's removal from grey list. Iowa residents in Edo State protest over rising spate of kidnappings. NDLEA raids illicit drug hotspots in Kano, arrests 230 suspects. A very good evening to you. Thank you for joining us on the Network News on ITV. I am Charity Tanko from the Abuja Network Center. And joining me from our Lagos Network Center, from Benin Network Center is Daisy. Daisy, good evening.
Good evening, Charity.
Thank you very much. From the Abuja Network Center this evening, we are coming up with President Bola Tinubu calling for a global framework that benefits communities hosting critical minerals in Nigeria and Africa and ensuring value addition at the source. Our State House correspondent Ihara Atta reports Tinubu and his back Expo Center.
Based on the need to address security challenges in the country, President Bola Tinubu mandated his deputy, Vice President Kashim Shettima, to represent him at the third session of this year's Group of 20 Leaders Summit, popularly referred to as the G20. In a statement delivered on his behalf by Vice President Shettima, he highlighted that Nigeria and Africa's critical minerals are more than natural deposits as they hold the promise of industrial transformation for the continent. The president stressed that while the possession of resources alone does not guarantee prosperity, relevant authorities and stakeholders must ensure that extraction and trade of critical minerals are governed by fairness, transparency, and accountability. President Tinubu emphasized that such responsible extraction and trade are necessary to ensure that the wealth generated from hosting communities translate into shared progress.
The G20 must, in the adoption of the Leaders' Declaration, take very seriously to advance policies that drive sustainable growth, promote financial inclusion, and tackle emerging risk. This includes support for indigenous production.
On artificial intelligence, that AI remains a servant of humanity and not a force that reshapes society at the expense of those it ought to uplift. He urged the G20 leaders and to build a future African mere of innovation in flow in a manner that meets the need of all nations. The president said it would be difficult for Africa to realize a positive paradigm shift in its development trajectory without a collective resolve of the G20. The theme of this year's G20 summit is a fair and just future for all, critical minerals, decent work, and artificial intelligence. Iharo Atta, ITV News.
The Senate says it welcomed the delisting of Nigeria from the grey list by the Financial Action Task Force. National Assembly correspondents report lawmakers are saying the development has repositioned Nigeria as a financially secured country. In 2001, Nigeria was blacklisted as a nation whose financial system is a hotspot for illicit flows. The development placed a burden on the country until 2006, when it was delisted. However, the nation's subsequent grey listing by the Financial Action Task Force in 2023 became a source of concern as the country has to deal with international suspicion over anti-money laundering and counter-terrorism financing frameworks. Hence, the Nigerian Senate received the news of the delisting with delight.
The delisting reduces the risk of future sanctions or financial restriction on Nigerian institutions, ensuring the stability of the national economy and preservation of financial independence. It also positions Nigeria's more favorably among its international peers, strengthening diplomatic and economic relations.
These senators, while commending President Bola Tinubu for the action, said this will guarantee a smoother and more cost-efficient cross-border transactions.
For several years now, Nigeria have been paraded as dangerous to the financial setting. But today, Nigeria is no longer on that list, that dangerous list. The financing of terrorism, economic crime, and all the money laundering, all of these things are things of the past.
This singular act has brought our anti-financial crime laws in tandem with international best practices. And then delisting of Nigeria will also go a long way in giving our anti-corruption agencies full participation in the fight against corruption.
From Abuja, Charity Tanko, ITV News.
And that will be all from the Abuja Network Center. Now over to our Benin Network Center where Daisy is on standby. Daisy, over to you.
Thank you so much, Charita. And to our esteemed viewers, just note that you can watch ITV online at www.itvradio.ng.com/live, or you can follow us on our social media platforms on Facebook, X, and Instagram, or even on YouTube or TikTok. Just type ITV Radio NG. And to our first story from our Benin Network Center, protesting residents of Iowa community in Ovia Northeast local government area of Edo State blocked the Benin-Akure Road in the early hours of today, calling on government and security agencies to rescue them from kidnappers who, according to them, invade the community daily, abducting innocent citizens, demanding ransom and killing others. Python Sogo reports that the situation left many travelers stranded as no motorist was allowed to move.
Residents of Iowa, apparently disturbed by the turn of events in their community, took over the road and barricaded it at strategic points, thereby preventing free flow of traffic. According to them, kidnappers now raid the community on a daily basis, carrying off their victims, demanding huge ransoms, and killing others on the spot.
Even the incident that happened yesterday, the Kiadolo Division Area Command was here, taking the cops that were killed the previous day, and another kidnapping was going on in the same hour.
We have faced so many problems here, and I will beg the governor and the police and the army to come to our aid and help us to take care of these insurgents that we can be free.
Narrating his ordeal, a young man whose wife was abducted a few hours earlier pleaded with the government to come to his aid.
I don't get one naira to pay 50 million. I never 50 or I want 50 million come out. I don't get anybody who will help me. I beg, go, help me. I beg. We need your attention. We need your attention. I beg, go.
We are begging the governor. We are begging the police. We are begging the military. We are begging everybody to be a joint effort. These people, they are coming with impunity. They don't hurry. They take their time. 3 hours. 3 good hours. No disturbance. They were at peace. As if they are doing a legal operation.
The Kiadolo Division tried to persuade the protesters to leave the road, but to no avail. Soon, the Edo State Commissioner of Police, Monday Ogbonika, arrived at the scene.
Coming to this place, I'm happy that I have seen many youths who are energetic. This energy you have, you are wasting it blocking the road. Let us use it to fight the kidnappers.
At the time of this report, the Edo State Police boss was still making efforts to pacify the protesters and convince them to reopen the road. From Benin, Pius Nsogo, ITV News.
The National Drug Law Enforcement Agency, NDLEA, Kano Command, has arrested 230 suspects and recovered large quantities of illicit drugs and weapons during a coordinated 30-day operation across the state. Kano correspondent Abdul Ibrahim reports.
The commander of the Strategic Command, Abubakar Ahmad, said the sustained operations targeted notorious drug hoops across Kano in collaboration with other security agencies. Speaking on the impact of the exercise, the NDLEA commander highlighted the positive results recorded so far.
This operation led to the arrest of 230 suspects involved in various drug-related offenses and the recovery of significant quantities of illicit substances and weapons. The raids were strategically targeted at notorious drug hotspots across the state, including Oforua, Tashar Rami, Rijiyar Lemo, Kurna, Miltara, Zage, Dorayi.
He noted that the crackdown has drastically reduced drug abuse and related crimes, including forgery and phone snatching, thereby restoring confidence among the residents in the affected communities. The NDLEA says the operations will continue as part of its renewed commitment to rid Kano states of illicit drug and ensure a safer and more secure environment for social and economic activity. Dole Ibrahim, ITV News Kano.
Family, friends, and well-wishers gathered to celebrate the life and legacy of late Deacon Benjamin Egbai, a devoted Christian and a man of integrity. Management and staff of Independent Television and Radio, led by the Managing Director, Engineer Elvis Obaseki, attended the social dance held in honor of the deceased, who is the father of Mrs. Oloije Oihohai, a staff of the station. The report filed by Shalom Ongara is presented by Jolade Ojo.
The funeral commenced with a service of songs marked by praise, worship and prayers for the deceased.
He was a pillar of strength, wisdom and encouragement.
Deacon Egbai is someone who was known to be very humane.
Very humble, is a peaceful man, and he served God until he had that grief.
The body was later conveyed from Igbinesian Hospital mortuary to his residence in a solemn procession filled with emotions and memories. The funeral service brought together family members, church members, and friends to bid farewell to a man who served God diligently and humanity faithfully. The Thanksgiving service was held at the Redeemed Christian Church of God, Sunshine Province, Edo 4. It was a celebration of gratitude, marking the peaceful transition of Deacon Egbai. The reception was graced by the Managing Director, Independent Television and Radio, Engineer Elvis Obaseki, the Executive Director of Operations, Chief Elder Ogbede Nwonse, and Deputy General Manager, Program Division, Dr. Sonidu Kokosum. At the reception, guests were entertained while family members expressed appreciation to everyone who stood by them throughout the period of grief.
My dad was an educationist. He was a disciplinarian. He loved God to the later. I miss him dearly.
I appreciate everyone for their support and those who were there during the burial.
A kind-hearted man, put everybody before himself. He was selfless.
We that he has left behind, I will be able to follow his good legacy.
My dad was a very hardworking person. He was humble to the core.
Oloije's father is happy where he is right now because of the array of dignitaries, friends, family members, well-wishers that have come to celebrate with them.
They've lost a great person.
From Benin, Jola Diojo, ITV News.
Regular engagement in sport and exercise has been described as an effective way to maintain fitness and promote healthy living. The Chief Medical Director of the University of Benin Teaching Hospital, Professor Idia Nibokun Izeyamu, stated this during the opening ceremony of the 9th edition of the CMD Cup football tournament held at the UBTH Sports Complex. Osemudemil Sagi has details.
In keeping with its tradition of promoting healthy living through sports, the CMD of UBTH, Professor Idia Nibokun Izeyamu, unveiled the trophy for the 9th edition of the CMD Cup. Professor Izeyamu described the tournament as a vital platform for promoting teamwork, fitness and mental well-being among participants.
I want to encourage you that this is a good opportunity for you to stay healthy. Sporting activities gives you the capacity to exercise, to socialize, to just take a break from the very hectic things that you do on a day-to-day basis.
Chairman Organizing Committee of the CMD Cup, Dr. Philip Ogodi, said the tournament celebrates excellence and discipline and assured that the competition will be keenly contested.
The CMD Cup has become one of UBTH's most cherished sporting traditions. Beyond football, This event represents unity, represents awareness, teamwork, and the shared commitment that defines our institution.
Professor Iyamu later performed the ceremonial kickoff before the opening match, which saw UBTH FC begin their campaign with a thrilling 3-0 victory over Physiotherapy FC.
And this picture now for...
Some of the players reacted to the outcome of the opening encounter.
It was a nice game. We played like 5 times, so it's only one they've won us. So I was expecting the winning so far.
I want to thank the CMD of UBTH for creating this platform so that we'll have this connectivity.
In the final match of the day, defending champions Nast Wheelers FC were held to a goalless draw by Golden Age FC. The 9th edition of the CMD Cup will feature 16 teams. From Benin, Osemudiame Osage, RTV News.
Edo State Police Command has announced the arrest and prosecution of a 24-year-old social media content creator popularly known as Madam All Rise for circulating a fabricated claim of being kidnapped along Upper Sokwamba Road, Benin City. In a statement issued on Saturday, the command explained that the suspect, identified as Osalbo Omoyeme, has published a video alleging that she was kidnapped, released by police operatives, and subsequently detained at Akbata police station, where she claimed she was forced to pay 10,000 naira as bail. The police clarified that upon receiving the report, an investigation was immediately initiated, and findings confirmed that the entire story was false, deliberate, and staged. The suspect reportedly confessed during interrogation that she created the video solely to attract followers on her TikTok page. Edo State Police Command stated that the suspect was arrested and charged to court on Thursday, 20th November 2025. Fulcar 7 House, also known as Yellow House, has lifted the trophy as the overall winner of the 37th annual Inter-House Sport Competition of Air Force Primary School, Benin City. Pius Nsogo reports that the colorful sporting event attracted parents and dignitaries from all walks of life, including the Commander 107 Air Maritime Group, Air Commodore Eze Victor Onu, and the MD, ITV and Radio, Engineer Elvis Obaseki, amongst others.
The champions, Fulcar 7 Yellow House, were celebrated by all after being announced as the overall winners. Red House came second, while Green House placed third. The 4 houses, yellow, red, blue, and green, from both the nursery and primary sections, competed keenly in various sporting events, such as dressing up early for school, relay race, filling the basket, and the 100 meters race. Parents, teachers, and old students also participated in the 100 meters race, in both male and female categories. In a remark, the Commander 107 Maritime Group, Air Commodore Eze Victor Onu, represented by Group Captain Anthony Owonikoko, commended the school management for their efforts in nurturing the pupils in sports and academics.
We have witnessed not just competition, but the true spirit of sportsmanship, courage, teamwork, discipline, and respect.
Earlier, the head teacher of school, Dr. Caroline Izilen, said the sporting event is meant to instill a sense of competition, fair play, and sportsmanship in the pupils. She thanked parents and sponsors of the events.
We believe also in contributing to the society by catching them young at their formative age.
In an interview, the MD, ITV and Radio, Engineer Elvis Obaseki, represented by Director Radio, Dr. Dan Omosusi, and the Chairman, Edo State Football Association, Fred Newton Ironse, described the event as an avenue for discovering young talents.
The importance of extracurricular activities, especially sports, cannot be overemphasized because sports promote healthy living.
The chairman of the occasion was Honorable Efe Izevizua. Also in attendance was the Executive Director, Edo State Sports Commission, while the police band was on ground to entertain the audience. From Benin, Pius Nsogo, ITV News.
All right, we apologize for the distortion in that audio. We're going to take a break on the network news. When we return, we'll bring you more stories. Stay with us.
ITV, certainly the best.
Thank you for staying tuned. The Edo State government has pledged its continued support for civil and public servants in the state towards the actualization of the SHINE agenda of Governor Mondok Bevolo. The Deputy Governor, Right Honorable Dennis Idausa, gave the assurance at the Edo State Government Public Service Breakfast Meeting held at the Festival Hall, Government House, Benin City. Deborah Beffin reports.
Heads of MDs, directors, and permanent secretaries of various ministries and parastatals in Edo State are gathered at the Festival Hall, Government House, Benin, for the purpose of brainstorming with the executive arm of government on the progress and challenges of the state's workforce. While addressing them, the Deputy Governor, Right Honorable Dennis Idahosa, said he believes that synergy between the executive and the state civil service will nurture and strengthen governance in the state.
As we strive to build a prosperous and secure Edo State of our dream, it is imperative that we work together seamlessly. The interface between the political executive and the civil service is critical to achieve our goals.
Right Honorable Dahosa noted that government is not unmindful of the challenges faced by the state civil service and assured them of prompt government response.
We urge all heads of ministries, departments, and agencies to nurture and strengthen this partnership. Let us leverage each other's strength, expertise, experience, and skills to drive the progress and prosperity in Edo State.
In his opening remarks, the head of service, Antonio Kumbowa, praised the state government for prioritizing the welfare of the civil servants.
We are now set to establish the Directorate of Research and Policy in Edo State. This directorate, once fully operational, will serve as the veritable left center for research and data-driven governance, policy formulation, and strategic planning across the public service in Edo State.
The breakfast meeting later dovetailed into a dialogue session and a paper presentation titled The Role and Liabilities of Leadership in Enforcing Disciplinary Measures in the Service, Top to Bottom, delivered by Joel Ejionwe. From Government House, Benin, Deborah Obey from ITV News.
Resource persons have advocated the need for local government chairman, vice chairman, and councillors to leverage on Senator Mondo Gbebulo's practical governance template to attract the needed development to citizens. At the advocacy is part of a two-day retreat for onboarding of local government chairmen, vice chairmen, and councillors from the 18 local government areas holding at Vichy Gate Hotel, GRA, Benin City. Kingsley Uchegbu has details.
The onboarding of chairmen of the 18 local government areas, vice chairmen and councillors aims at building their capacity to foster effective governance at the grassroots level, declaring open the two-day forum with the theme Ensuring Ethical Leadership in Local Governance in Edo State. Commissioner for Local Government and Chieftaincy Affairs, Honorable Paul Ohombamu, said the training is to prepare participants in areas of budgeting, project monitoring, and other areas.
This is a very important tier of governance, local government. And there's the need for there to be standard, for there to be ethical leadership, for people to see you and see local government as viable.
A lecture titled Civil and Public Service Standards and Behaviors was delivered by retired Permanent Secretary in the State Ministry of Local Government and Chieftaincy Affairs, George Igberase, while another resource person, Dr. Augustine Iredia, spoke on proper official channel of communication from local government to state government.
Not be told the do's and don'ts. After today, they now know what is expected of them.
I want to urge you, use the time at your disposal in your various local government areas to make a mark.
Edo State Argon Chairman, who is also the Chairman Esakois Local Government, Honorable Sonny Ekbesin. Some local government chairmen and councillors comment on expected gains.
It is now more clearer to us, not just being a chairman of local government. You have to understand why you are chairman, your relationship with people in the locality, and you must be up at doing.
We're going to strengthen the relationship between the legislative arm and the executive arm in understanding what grassroots governance is all about.
With this training, will go a long way to enhance service delivery to our people.
Experience acquired yet will help me to transform my local government to the next level.
Go a long way for us as councillors, so we can carry out our oversight functions.
To equip yourself with knowledge helps us to govern the people effectively.
Kingsley Uchegbu, ITV News.
Members of the Reformed Ugboni Fraternity Incorporated, especially those in the Midwest region, have been urged to uphold the ideas of unity, brotherly love, and mutual support values that remain central to the fraternity's guiding principle. The charge was given by the Olori Francis Meshoye during a sit-out and familiarization meeting with members of the Midwest region in Benin City, the Edo State capital. Patience Osagua has the details.
It was a lively and colorful sit-out for members of the reformed Ogboni Fraternity Incorporated Midwest Regions 1 through 4 as they gathered to wine, dine and interact with members of the Supreme Council led by the Olori Oluwo Francis Meshoye, who was in Benin City on a familiarization visit. In his remarks, the Olori Oluwo commended Governor Monday Okpebholo for sustaining peace and stability in Edo State and appreciated the Oba of Benin for his unwavering support and for ensuring that the kingdom continues to enjoy harmony and progress. He further charged members of the fraternity to maintain a culture of brotherly love, unity, and genuine concern for one another at all times.
I want to thank you for, in the first step, growing our membership and being compliant to the rules and regulations of the reformed Ogboni Fraternity Incorporated.
Speaking on behalf of members, the Asoju of Midwest Region 1, Professor Ovenseri Aibokun, welcomed the visiting Supreme Council who were on a 5-day familiarization visit to Edo State and pledged continued loyalty and commitment of members to the fraternity's ideals.
Brotherly love, and that is the whole essence of our fraternity, brotherly love. This organization was founded on the basis of fathership of God and brotherhood of man.
Among the dignitaries present were the Olori Akpeno Otumba Oluwatoyin Adisa Akombi, Asoju Midwest Region 4, High Chief Francis Inegbeneke, Asoju East Region 3, High Chief George Nwanze, Asoju and Chairman of the Planning Committee, and the Ayoba of Benin, Chief Osamede Adun, and the Edo State President of the Timbers Association of Nigeria, Comrade Friday Aigokian, among others. Earlier, members of the fraternity were at the Benin airport to receive the Supreme Council delegation on arrival. From Benin, Patience Osaogiwa, ITV News.
We'll go on a break on the network news. We'll be back shortly.
ITV. ITV, certainly the best.
Thank you so much for rejoining us. The highly anticipated Night of Bliss 2025, organized by Christ Embassy, has taken place in Benin, drawing an overwhelming crowd of worshippers. The event was held at the Garrick Memorial School ground on Ekenwa Road, where thousands gathered for an evening of faith, worship, and divine connection. Pius Nsogo reports.
Worship filled the air as thousands of attendees lifted their voices, their hearts united in reverence for God. The crowd eagerly received the powerful teachings of Pastor Chris Oyakhilome, who delivered his message via a virtual broadcast.
You have an important life journey. And when you are preparing for a journey, and you want to have a successful journey, you want to make sure you take all the important things you require with you.
As the atmosphere intensified with the energy of faith, worshippers praised God for his abundant blessings and sought divine intervention. Clergymen from Christ Embassy branches across Benin, alongside ministers from other local denominations, were also in attendance, expressing gratitude for the success of this year's gathering.
To thank the man of God, Pastor Chris, for the opportunity to have this program in Benin City.
We prayed, we worked towards it, we had expectations.
I'm so happy because Pastor has led us this morning to pray for Nigeria, to pray for our state, and also to pray for our local government.
He's a God-sent man of God, and this program in particular, I wish this kind of program repeats again and again. You will see that Nigeria, will change for better.
It's a program that is all-encompassing. It's a program that has touched everybody. For me, I have been overwhelmed. Pastor dealt on a particular scripture that seemed to be like something we are very familiar with, the grace of our Lord Jesus Christ.
The Night of Bliss is a signature annual event hosted by Christ Embassy under the leadership of Pastor Chris Oyakhilome. It is designed as a special gathering where believers come together for a night of healing, inspiration, and worship. From Benin, Pius Nsogo, ITV News.
The Honorable Justice Esoi Francis Ikmome Foundation, established by the Chief Judge Emeritus of Edo State, Honorable Justice E.F. Ikmome, on Friday, 21st November, hosted the 4th edition of its annual ceremony for young prospective female lawyers. The event held at the Seminar Hall, Faculty of Law, University of Benin. It drew past and serving judges of Edo State, academicians, and students from various universities. Jola Deojo reports.
Since its establishment in 2021, the Honorable Justice Asohe Frances Ikponwe Foundation has continued to support young aspiring female lawyers from 4 tertiary institutions: the University of Benin, Igbinedion University, Ambrose Ali University, and Benton Idahosa University. In his opening remarks, Chairman of the occasion and Chief Judge Emeritus of Edo State, Honorable Justice Cromwell Idahosa, commended the founder for her unwavering commitment to empowering young women in the legal profession.
She has shown a path of giving to those who are less privileged. It is a wonderful act. Those of you who are the beneficiaries, please make the best use of this kind of gifts.
Guest speaker, Chief Magistrate, Special Grade Retired, Honorable Isi Iyoha, also delivered a goodwill message.
When you mentor people and they grow, you have made somebody happy, and that is the essence of life. Honorable Justice Ikponwe has done a wonderful thing in the lives of young students of law.
Chairman of the foundation, Honorable Justice Asohe Ikponwe, reiterated that the initiative aims to support and inspire the next generation of female leaders in law.
It is our hope that within this little contribution of 150,000 naira, each beneficiary will find respite in their pursuits to becoming lawyers. I urge you to stay true to your convictions and values.
Awards were later presented to the beneficiaries, who expressed deep appreciation to the foundation for its impact and continued support.
On behalf of all the recipients, we say a very sincere thank you, ma, and we are grateful and promise to make the very best use of this opportunity.
Something others should also try to emulate.
And she has increased the level. Every year the students are getting more. And this year is even more wonderful.
From Benin, Jola Diojo, ITV News.
In a joyous and culturally rich celebration, the families of Lawrence Osabo Oka and Ikpoba Osemgi were officially united through the traditional marriage of their children, Yesoge Loretta Oka and Esosa Dani Ikpoba. Osemudeme Osagi reports that the ceremony held at the residence of the bride's family and attracted family members, friends, and special guests, including the Deputy Governor of Edo State, Dennis Idahosa.
The customs and traditions of Benin were strictly followed as Iyesoge Loretta Oka was joined to her heartthrob, Esosa Daniel Ikpoba. The event was a colorful showcase of Edo culture, with family and friends gathered to witness the union of the young couple. After the completion of the traditional rites, guests, family members and well-wishers converged at a lavish reception to celebrate with the newlyweds. The father of the bride and Edo State APC Secretary, Lawrence Oka, and the father of the groom, Ikpoba Osemgi, advised the couple to love one another always and guard their home against external interference.
My precious daughter, I don't joke with her. She knows her honors. Well groomed. May God bless the marriage thankfully.
They should cooperate. As the marriage has come through, myself, I'm very happy. I'm very grateful.
The couple expressed heartfelt sentiments about their love and admiration for each other.
God is at the middle of everything. It must work. So we're always going to do His will and always be patient, love each other, be more understanding.
She's a very unique human being, and she's the kind of bride that every man wants to be with. She's amazing.
Guests were treated to performances by dance troupes and live bands. Some invited guests encouraged the couple to put God first in all their endeavors.
Marriage is an institution of God. Anything that concerns your marriage, when it is sweet, when it is bitter, go back to God.
I want to congratulate the new wedded couples and their parents for them to stay together. What attracted them to one another, they should keep to it and not allow a third person to come into their marriage.
They should keep up the faith with patience, tolerance, and understanding. They will get there.
It is God's doing, and they will excel. And God will provide them the opportunity to know that God is love and love is God.
From Benin, Osemudeme Osagi, ITV News.
The acting chairman of Uwunde Local Government Council, Honorable Austin Imafidon, has commended all the players for their commitment and sportsmanship throughout the Isiwina Gold Cup competition organized by the council. The chairman gave the commendation at the grand finale of the Isiwina Gold Cup proudly facilitated by the Umunde Local Government Council, which came to an exciting close on Thursday with a display of exceptional talent, discipline and sportsmanship from all participating teams. Oluwafemi Farayola reports.
In a thrilling final match, Ward 7 emerged champions after defeating their opponents with an emphatic 3-0 victory, earning them the prestigious Gold Cup and a cash prize of 1 million naira. Ward 5 secured second place, taking home the Silver Cup and a cash prize of 500,000 naira, while the third place position was clinched by Ward 6, who received a cash reward of 200,000 naira. While presenting the trophies and cash prizes, the chairman of Umunde Local Government Council, Honorable Austin Imafidon, commended all the teams for their commitment and sportsmanship throughout the tournament. He encouraged them to remain focused and dedicated.
I'm overwhelmed with what I saw. The both sides did well, but the best has it. They've done well, and we'll do whatever we can to support them. These people will represent us not just in Nigeria, they are going to represent us globally.
Some players attributed their success to teamwork and determination.
I just want to appreciate the local government chairman for this wonderful competition. We are very grateful for this wonderful opportunity that the chairman has given for us to express our innate ability. It's not easy, and we just have to thank God Almighty for making this competition a success.
We will not stop thanking the chairman. We calculated the time and know that this time is need to bring our youth, off the street, to engage them meaningfully. They can be useful to themselves and also to the society that they belong. You can see the youth, they are smiling.
The tournament, organized by the Supervisor for Youth, Women and Social Development, Honorable Mrs. Anita Iyare, attracted a distinguished gathering including political party leaders, sports administrators, football enthusiasts, among others. Oluwafemi Farayola, ITV News.
We'll take a pause now for some commercials to stay.
ITV, certainly the best.
Thank you for staying with us. The inaugural Benin Unity Cup kicked off on Thursday with a vibrant opening ceremony at the Crescent Football Club Sports Complex, Iriri, Benin City, where color, culture, and raw football talent converged to usher in a new era of grassroots sports development in Edo South. Youth athletes from the 7 local government areas of the district marched into a packed arena, setting the tone for a tournament designed to promote unity, celebrate youth, and spotlight emerging football talent across the Benin nation. The report is presented by Osemudiame Osagi.
Running from 20th November to 20th December 2025, the competition has already been described as one of the most ambitious youth-focused sporting initiatives in the state in recent years. Tournament sponsor Senator Neda Imaswe said the initiative is his way of giving back to the community while providing young people with a clear pathway to opportunities. Senator Imaswe, who chairs the Senate Committee on Ethics, Privileges and Public Petitions, added that the goal is to discover young stars who can contribute to national development through sports. He also revealed that football scouts from Sweden and other countries have arrived in Benin City to observe the tournament.
The inspiration actually comes from identifying that our youths are actually becoming idle. And we also recognize too that they are so talented.
Former Commissioner for Transportation and Tournament Coordinator Honorable Orobosa Omojo echoed the call for collective responsibility and urged political leaders in Edo South to emulate Senator Imaswe's commitment to youth empowerment. Edo FA Chairman Mr. Fred Newton Erunse appealed to senators from Edo North and Edo Central to invest in similar initiatives to keep youths engaged and away from social vices.
Tandem with the Benin Unity Summit, who has partnered with Senator Neda Imaswe to bring about the 2025 Benin Unity Football Tournament. And the purpose of this tournament is to empower our grassroots youths.
Players from Ovia meeting people from Oaha for the very first time. Football is a unifying factor.
The opening match between Ovia Northeast and Ikpoba Oka produced the tournament's first dose of excitement. Both teams displayed impressive flair, tactical discipline, and strong attacking intent. Despite several goal-mouth scrambles, near misses, and dramatic goal line clearances, the match ended goalless after full time. From Benin, Osemudiame Osagi, ITV News.
Edo State Police Command has declared one John Uwaifo missing. In a statement signed by the Police Public Relations Officer, Edo State Police Command CSP Moses Joel Yamu, Egberamo Osoje of 45 Iweyo off Ekenwa Road, Ugbeoko Quarters, Benin City, left home on 18th of November 2025 to an unknown destination. All efforts made to trace him proved abortive. The statement adds that Egberemio Osiojo is 28 years old, dark in complexion and about 6 feet tall, without tribal marks, speaks English language fluently. The statement adds that anyone with useful information about the whereabouts of Egberemio Osioji should kindly contact the nearest police station. Members of the Great GSM village in Benin City, after months of internal conflict, are finally reconciled, agreeing to set aside their differences in the interest of peace and progress of the association. The reconciliation meeting held at the GSM Village quarters along Airport Road and brought together both current and former leaders of the association. Jola Diojo reports.
For months, the market had been divided, with factions operating parallel leadership structures, creating tension and disrupting daily activities. However, Friday's gathering turned into a celebration as members, turning out in large numbers, unanimously resolved to end the rift and embrace unity for the collective good of the community. Addressing the enlarged meeting, chairman of the association and CEO of S-Leader Arena, Comrade Michael Jezele, expressed optimism that the great GSM Village would now witness significant growth.
We will do everything humanly possible to ensure that we embrace this peace, expect total transparency, accountability.
Also speaking, former chairman of the association, Honorable Stephen Osaige, CEO of Osaige Wireless Link Nigerian Limited, Abraham Aminu, and other members expressed appreciation to the Edo State Governor Monday Okpebolo, his deputy Dennis Idahosa, the special advisor on security Paul Akere, and other key stakeholders for mediating and restoring lasting peace in the market.
Now that we are together, we know more will come to the market, and I want to use this medium to create the budget of Edo State government that these are the powerhouse of the state, people that run and drive economy. I want them to look into these markets.
Everything will go well by the grace of God, so we are at peace. As you can see, everybody is happy. We thank God Almighty for the success of the peace meeting.
Unity has been restored to the market through the special grace of God and the influence of the state governor, Senator Monday Okpebolo.
The special advisor on security to the governor, Paul Akere, reaffirmed that the commitments made at the onset of the crisis have now been fulfilled.
They have come together to bring out one chairman to rule the market. That was the interest of the government, interest of my office.
From Benin, Jola Diojo, ITV News.
And a quick look at sports, where Chelsea stepped up their Premier League title challenge with a 2-0 win against struggling Burnley. Pedro Neto puts the Blues ahead just before the interval. Arthur Moore and Enzo Fernandez netted in the closing stages. And that's it on the Network News for tonight. A big thank you for watching. I'm Daisy Leo Asikidi. Good night.
ITV, certainly the best.
welcome to Heritage on ITV. I am Caroline Okonji. Guess what? Today we're going to be watching Chinyambera dance from Zimbabwe, and I know you are pretty much ready because all I do for you is to bring to your viewing pleasure different amazing cultures and their heritage from different states, different country, name it and think of it, and it will definitely, come your way. It's Heritage on ITV. I am Caroline Okonji. Let's go have fun together. This is Chinyambera dancers of Zimbabwe performing Hunter dance, popular among the people of Chimpinge district, performed by Ndwa, Duma and Changani ethnic groups. The dance is performed for entertainment, especially for social events and festive time. The dancers in Chinyambera dance group, adorned with animals' hides and carrying a stick, move to a fast and complex dinhi drumming pattern, mimicking the actions of a hunters in the wild. The Chinyambera dance is cherished as a living heritage by the Duma, Ndwa, and Changani ethnic groups of southeast Zimbabwe, as it helped to promote the country's rich cultural heritage of the people to the world. When the dance is performed, people gathered to enjoy the beautiful steps of the dancers. This dance is historically performed by warriors before and after a hunt to instill confidence or celebrate success or even motivate after a failed expedition. The dance show Africa in true cultural nature as the costumes adorned with African reflection. That brings us to the end of today's episode of Heritage on ITV, and I know as usual you had fun watching those wonderful dancers and those beautiful performances from Zimbabwe dancers. Well, next week will be another time for us to do same thing, same time, same station, and by God's grace it could be same face, but keep having fun and keep loving yourself, and know that all we do here and this particular time, it's all about heritage, culture, and everything you need to know about other people's culture and tradition. It could be yours next week. Until then, keep loving yourself, like I said, and bye for now.
Thank you very much for joining us on the program, Healthy Living. What is the kidney?
The kidney is an excretory organ in the body, which is for metabolism.
Tuberculosis affects many organs in the body, but the common ones it usually affects is the lungs.
Epilepsy is a neurological problem.
Okay.
It is an injury in the brain, which causes someone to begin to convulse, to go into fits.
It is curable, but the cure is a long-term thing.
If you eat well and avoid those risk factors that will make your immunity to be down, then the risk of contracting tuberculosis will be reduced.
If you're healthy, then you're wealthy.
Welcome to the program Youth Perspective on Independence Television. I am your host, Joy Obaisiamo. And as you know, on this special program, we look at societal matters from the youth perspective. And today is no different. Today, we will be looking at, business as a young adult, going into business, navigating the business world and, having to achieve success. I will be having this conversation today with my guest, Ambassador Terry Osemigye. He is the MD CEO of Unbeatable Motors and also the vision bearer of Educa Auction. Thank you so much for joining me today.
Thank you so much, Joy. How are you today?
I'm very well, thank you.
All right.
All right, let's quickly get into the conversation. Let me know about my viewers. Let's get into that particular, let's just hit the nail on the head.
Yeah.
What are those traits do you think that, young adults should have before they get into business? Some persons will say that this person is born to be a businessman. Mm-hmm. Is there something like that?
Thank you so much for that. Actually, to start up a business as a young man, as a youth, it actually do not require so much. Yes, it don't require so much. First of all, you need to identify the kind of business that you want to do. You need to know exactly what you want to do. And then you also need to have passion for the kind of business that you think you also want to do. When you have all these things, I think you don't need too much, because these are the things that will drive you to be able to, do this kind of business or do whatever kind of business that you want. Another thing is that as a youth, you can start very small. You don't have to start big. All right. But some of the youths today are actually looking for a way to start so big. And that's the reason why you see that so many youth are not actually, finding themselves in, in business. Again, there are some certain business that you can start without, like with little or nothing. All right. But those business can look like, a business that some youth do not want to identify themselves with, because some of them see themselves as graduates. They see themselves as people who have more knowledge, who have gone far and wide, and for that reason, they want to start so big. But if you look inward, there are some business that you can actually start with small, and you begin to, follow it up from there, little by little, and you grow from there. So, what you really need as a young man is not so much. Be determined, and then look for a business, and then start small. That's what I would advise any youth out there.
All right, you're a businessman yourself, MD of Unbeatable Motors. You're into automobiles.
Yes.
And so tell us, starting up, you didn't just start now, right?
Yeah.
What are those challenges that, personally from your end, what are those challenges that you faced, coming up right now?
All right. For me, it's something that I would like to really share. And that's why I'm so glad that you're asking me this question right now. I remember in 2009, when I decided to go into the car business, my challenge was capital. You agree with me that to do car business, you can't start small. There's no way you can start small doing a car business. That's just the simple truth. So, but truly, when I started, I didn't have the cash, the capital to start. But what I did was that I got engaged with the business, and I started learning the business while I was trying to do other little business, like selling of clothes, selling of shoes to my friends, to my family. I started doing that, and that was how I was able to, generate some few amounts of money far back 2009. I think it's about 16 years now. I started like that, and before you know it, because the business after that time was the business that I really want to do, I actually look around and I said to myself, car business is the only business that I like. But then I didn't have the capital. So I kept on little by little in other businesses, and I started raising money, started gathering money till get a particular point. The thing is, while I was even in the car business, I didn't have money to buy, but because I was already in the business, I was already doing some form of marketing of cars. So I started, getting calls from family and friends.
Like a car agent.
Yes, like they wanted to buy from me. They even want to ask me, okay, I saw you posting, can you advise? So that was how I started. And before you know it, these persons will actually want to buy from me. What I do is that I try to get from these people who own this vehicle at that time, and then I sell and then make my own little profit. So that was how I started little by little. And before you know it, I was able to raise some certain amount of money. I could remember very clearly the first money that I raised to actually bought a car to sell was about 380,000. That was in the year 2012. All right.
That's a long time.
Yes, I raised 380,000, and I was able to look for a particular car to buy, and that was my first car. All right, and even the 380,000 at that point. When I actually wanted to buy the first car, the car was like 420,000. All right. So what I did was that I have a boss of mine that I was working with then, of blessed memory, though he's late now. His name is Idaosa Jos Bazwa, JBS Estate. I used to work with him under the entertainment sector then. And then I went to meet him, and I told him, I said, sir, I'm into this business, and for the first time, I've been able to raise some money, and I want to buy a car to start selling. Let me just start with this. And he was like, oh, really? I said, yes. Okay. What do you have? How much do you have? I said, I have 380,000. I said, okay, how much is the vehicle? I said, 450,000. He said, okay, no problem. That was how he gave me the balance of that, Now, he told me one thing after some time. He said, The reason why I gave you that money is because over time, I have seen it in you that you are a business-minded person and you are serious with what you're doing, and that's why I gave you that money. So ever since then, I was able to grow that 450,000 naira into millions. You know, I grew to a stage whereby I was able to, you know, open my own car shop. I was able to incorporate my own business. You know, so this is how I started. So while I was also doing that, another thing that you must also look at is when you are trying to grow a business, you must try to move with the right set of people. You must have to follow good link, good network. You know, you must have to, you know, be able to go out to events and try to, you know, identify with people, connect with people. And you also need to let people know this is what I'm doing. All right. And while you are doing that, you also have to look at the area of taking your business beyond just, you know, staying there. You have to take it to the social media. In fact, I could tell you for free that in car business in Edo State, I am one of those who started marketing on social media. I can tell you that in Sapele Road as a whole, where I started my car business, I am one of those, and so many car dealers will tell you that when this issue of using WhatsApp to get to customers, get to your, you know, bring your co-dealers together and, you know, I started it. Until now, one of those group that I created has amounted to about 43 million people on Facebook.
That's quite a huge
yes.
success. And so talk to us about, you know, those down moments that you have to now learn from. It's not all rosy.
True.
A lot of times.
True.
So talk to us about that, the failures where you have to, you know, stand up and be like, okay, I have to keep pushing.
Yeah.
Things like that. How was it for you, the journey?
Okay. Yes, every business has their ups and downs. When I was coming up, I used to have, you know, some of these challenges like you not having in my own line of business, because every business have their own various challenges. Yeah, so my own business, my biggest challenge was that I didn't have enough capital to start it, you know, at one point, at a given point. So I started small, and the bad thing about car business is if you have just a car, the car can remain there for almost a year. All right, because you have just a car.
Doesn't go bad.
Not like it doesn't go bad. The good part is that it does not go bad. Car business, when you buy your car, you leave it there. It can be there for another 2 years. If you want to sell, you can still make that profit that you want to make, even beyond the profit that you have planned to sell before.
Wow.
All right, but the bad thing is that if you do not have enough capital to be able to have at least 5 cars, that's when you are sure of selling at least once every month. When you have enough cars, you know, you are sure of selling at least once every month. But if you have one car, you can be there for 6 months if not sold. Because perhaps that your car is not the car that people really want at that point. But if you have more of those vehicles, you can always sell. And so what it means is that, you know, I wasn't making money more often. But the business is so lucrative. People make money here and there, every now and then. But it depends on when you have enough capital. So it took me a very long time to be able to, you know, kind of pass that stage. And I was able to pass that stage because I was well recognized in the business. I got involved, you know, with so many people, politicians, entertainers, businessmen. And if I couldn't sell my car, as a friend, as a colleague, or as somebody who I've done business with before, you can decide to bring a car for me to sell. So before you knew it, I started getting people giving me, you know, so much vehicle in my own care to sell. So before you know it, I'm having like 10 cars already. All right. Because over time, I've been able to, you know, sell myself. And not just that, you have to be able to show people that, yeah, they can trust you with money. Because dealing with car business is dealing with money. Exactly. And people can come and give you a car worth, you know, 10 million and say, help me to sell. So it's like giving you 10 million naira cash to help sell. So people always look for that person that they can trust. That person who has that, fear of, of wanting to keep his or her name, to ensure that their integrity, exactly, that's the right word, of wanting to keep their integrity. Those are the people that they are always looking for to engage in business. So if you are also trying to do any form of business, you must also ensure that you have integrity. And that integrity must be seen in you. Because people just look at you and they give, maybe based on the conversation they must have had with you, based on one or two questions they must have asked somebody about you. So they will want to know if you really have that integrity before they can do business with you.
All right, my viewers, if you have been following us right from the onset of this, program, Youth Perspective, firstly, at some point we've talked about integrity and we've talked about how you can be able to go into, and today we're talking about business. So you see that, we're just following it step by step, and now integrity is actually coming in again. Yeah. We're going to take a very short break right now. Then when we come back, we'll dig deeper into this discussion. Stay with us. All right, welcome back. If you're just joining us, this is still Youth Perspective on Independent Television. And I still remain your host, Joy Obaisiagbon. And I am with Ambassador Terry, talking about, youth in business, having to achieve success and navigating, the challenges in business. So let's move forward, actually. Talking about mentorship. You talked about networking. I don't think in any business that, any young adult would want to go into, they wouldn't want to need a mentor in it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So talking about mentorship, how do you think young adults can actually, leverage mentorship in achieving success in business generally?
Okay. I think mentorship is one way to grow in business, because you must learn from someone before you can grow in that business. And it also requires a lot of, being dedicated, all right? Because people like to take those who are dedicated before they can say, okay, this person, let me show them this way. So first of all, you have to be very serious with yourself, and then you have to be loyal. If you're working with somebody, you have to be loyal so that the person can actually use his whole complete mind to say, okay, let me, tutor you very well. So mentorship is very, very important. All right. Personally, I actually went through mentorship in car business. In fact, before I got to this stage, I have tried some certain things before I actually, came into car business. Okay. So that means that you have to keep trying, till you are able to get what you feel you want to do. And you got to keep meeting the right people and making them understand that you are ready to learn. You are ready to, follow their footsteps and let them mentor you. All right. So when you keep bringing out this form of attitude, people will take you so seriously. All right. So for me, my car business, I am 100% open. By the grace of God, I've been able to, mentor so many youths, in the past few years, let me say the past 10 years, I've been able to mentor some youths. And by the grace of God, one of the first youth I mentored in car business is overseas now, and he's doing very well. And there's no time that he comes to this country that he doesn't, reach out to me. When he's even there, he calls me. And I have so many of them still here in this country that I've been able to also mentor, and they're all doing well.
Yeah, you see, the way you talk about this, your car business, you're making it, look as though, I feel like I should, come into it and,
Well,
of course, it's very lucrative, right?
Yeah. Car business is a lucrative business. Another thing is, in car business, even if you don't have money, you can actually be there and you'll be making money. Remember I told you that at a point I started getting people giving me cars, because I was already learning the business, and before they were giving me cars. As a matter of fact, I started getting people giving me cars before I was able to even raise money to buy my car.
But let's be very realistic right now. If I'm to come into your car business, right?
Yeah.
Talking about the agency part of it, can we actually balance that part? Like, because when you talk about the real estate, people will be like, oh, 10%, 5%, 15%, 20%. I even heard right now that some persons are collecting 15%, right? So how does it really work in, your line of business?
Okay, fine. Ours is not percentage. It's called commission.
Oh.
All right. But there's a particular slang that we call it in our business. It's called do my share. All right. It's like saying you are able to do the business, so you have to share. All right. Now, in our business, you get commission based on any car you are able to help sell. All right, and there's no particular amount to the kind of commission that you might get.
Yeah, sorry to cut you short very quickly. Talking about these finances in business, how do you think we can actually manage, having to, take care of responsibilities and knowing when to take risks in business, generally speaking?
Taking risk in business is something that one must always do, because if you don't take risk, at times you may not grow.
Exactly.
But again, before you take the risk, be sure that you have been mentored. Be sure that you've known, the business. Be sure that you understand the business that you want to go to. Be sure that yes, you like the kind of business that you want to go into. That's what matters, because getting capital to do a business is one of the biggest problem anyone can face. It's always not easy to get capital to start a business. That is why I said earlier that you must have to start very small. All right. In my kind of business right now, as it is right now, you can be there and helping to market my business. And when I sell, I send you a commission, and that commission is from 100,000 and above. All right. It depends. If it is between a car of like maybe 2-3 million naira, be sure that you can get like 100,000. If it is between a car of 5 million, be sure that you can get like 200,000. So it depends. If it's a car of like maybe 10 million naira, be sure that you can get like 500,000. I don't know if you get my point. No, yeah. So, but it also depends on how you are able to, because another thing is when you bring somebody to come and buy a car from me, that person is your own sure connection, right? So you also have to some extent, some influence in that person. So you are to do your own part to ensure that the person eventually buys from me. Because I'm not the only marketer out there. There are so many other marketers. All right. So other persons who are also selling are also trying to sell. So you who is bringing that person to me should be able to also do your best to ensure that the person eventually buys from me. All right. So by the time the person eventually buys from me, you are sure of your percentage. All right. So that is the way it's done. Whether you say it or not, as long as you're able to bring a buyer to me, before you leave, I'll tell you, send me your account number. Since you bring that buyer, and I'll send you money, because I understand that you have just done your job, because it's not easy to get somebody to buy your product. All right. So for you to bring that person to me, you will be well appreciated.
All right. As we've heard from Ambassador Terry, he's actually an ambassador, so he's open to teaching you how to go into car business if you're willing to, help you and mentor you go through it. So very quickly before we go, we cannot totally rule out, the set of people that are actually in business right now. A lot of them, their business have gone down, looking at Nigeria economy. Yeah. So lastly, before we go, your final words, can you actually, help us, talk to us? How do you think, people like that can actually come out from that and bounce back into business and, see that it goes well?
Okay. You see, the situation in Nigeria right now economically is telling on everybody. No business that is not feeling it right now. Even in car business, I remember some years ago, some certain amount of money can get you like up to 10 cars. Some years ago, with 20 million, I can get 10 cars. I don't know if you get my point. But that 20 million today can just get you 2 cars, let me say 3 cars maximum, depending on the kind of car that you want to buy. And Nigerians love sophisticated things, and the kind of cars that are actually sellable in the market, that are of high demand right now in the market, are the kind of car that you want to get. All right. And if you fail to go and get the kind of car that is that is not in the market, then you'll be rest assured that you're going to lose. You're going to lose, because at the end of the day, the car will remain there, and perhaps you have to go and sell it below the price. Okay. So I will advise people now, you just have to keep on doing your best. You don't have to stop, because I know some persons who, because of the dollar increments and so many other things that have allowed for the car business to be very high, they actually step up the business. All right. And some persons like myself kept on pushing, even though I know that the money I used to have that I can use to buy like 5-10 cars, I cannot buy that car again. But I don't have to just completely go out of business. I have to keep on, doing the business and hoping for the best, hoping that, yes, tomorrow I'm able to get a better capital to invest more in my business. So you just have to keep going on. And for the youths out there, let me say this, those youth in Edo State, I am very, very open. If you feel that you want to learn car business, you are sure that you are ready to learn car business, be it a male or a female. I have tutored both male and female in this business before. So if you feel you want to learn it, be free to reach out to me. By the grace of God, I have my own company where I sell my cars. I will put you through.
All right, thank you very much. That's a wonderful one right there. As you've heard from my guest today, keep on pushing. Don't stop. You know, it's not all rosy out there. We understand all businesses face challenges, right? So, you know, thank you so much for joining us today. Until we'll meet again next week, I'm Joy Obaisiagmo. Bye for now.